Our next guest is a familiar face to all of us around here. He is the chief Washington correspondent for ABC News and the author of an incredible book, if you haven't read it yet, Front Row at the Trump Show.
Yes, we are thrilled to welcome our guy, Jonathan Karl, here to GMA3. Jonathan, it is good to see you. Come on, admit it. You missed the Trump presidency. You miss it.
Well, I don't know about that, but I got to see, that's the best segue I've ever had. From pedicures to the Trump show. I mean, this is fantastic.
Well, man, let's stick with the White House and not Dr. Ashton's feet, if we can here. Okay, Jonathan, you tell us the press conferences. We got another one coming up here from President Biden. How do you think these things are going to look different from what we kind of became accustomed to over the past 4 years?
Well, first of all, the Trump press conferences were performance. I mean, he actually went out there in the midst of the pandemic and talked about his ratings. You remember he was saying, look, I got better ratings than The Bachelor finale, better ratings than Monday Night Football. And it was all combat with the press. I mean, he went after me many times in very personal terms, went after other reporters. And it was about him being the center of attention. Biden doesn't want to be the center of attention. And I think that's why this is his first press conference. He's waited a long time to actually do this. I think it's going to be a much more low-key affair, probably more substantive, less flash.
John, as you point out, he definitely had some tough words for you. You stood up to him. There was some contentious moments, and yet somehow you got to go down to Mar-a-Lago last week and meet with the president. I know it's for your new book, and you can't give us all the details because it's for the book, but can you give us your impressions of what a post-presidential life looks like for former President Trump?
Well, here's what I can tell you. I went down there to Mar-a-Lago, spent quite a bit of time with him. He opened up on things that he has not talked about at all yet. But overall, I got to tell you, he seemed on one hand bitter and aggrieved. He seems to truly believe this was all stolen from him, believes the old lies that he has been telling. But he seems almost gleeful in talking about it. They're surrounded by all his club members and fans and supporters at his, at this club, and bitterly complaining about all the people that he thinks betrayed him.
We saw the events of January 6th, but you tell a story that you actually warned the president about his words, President Trump, previously, that his words could end up being dangerous.
Yeah, and in writing this paperback, TJ, I told the publisher, wait a minute, I need to put new material in here because so much had happened since the hardcover came out last year. And this is one of the things that I wrote just after January 6th when I said, wait a minute, I've got one more thing. I met with him, and it was shortly after the mass shootings in El Paso and Dayton, where so many people had been killed. And I told him that I was concerned that his rhetoric, what he was saying, especially about journalists as the enemy of the people, as traitors to our country, as terrible, disgusting purveyors of fake news, I said, that rhetoric, aren't you worried, and you should be concerned, that some sick person will take your words to heart? And his words haunted me on January 6th, because what he told me was, I hope they take my words to heart. Because I really do believe that fake news is the enemy of the people, et cetera, et cetera. It was like he didn't process the idea that if people take his words to heart, if people really believe that the election is being stolen, that their country is being stolen, those are words he said, of course they're going to go and try to storm the Capitol as if it were 1776 all over again. Of course they're going to go and try to take down Mike Pence if they believe that Mike Pence is the one who could have saved it for him. But he just didn't seem to process it then, and certainly didn't seem to process it on January 6th.
Wow. And that is certainly haunting. We look forward to more information coming out of that sit-down you had with him. But in the meantime, we get your paperback, which is also very exciting. Jonathan Karl, we want to let everyone know, Front Row at the Trump Show, available in paperback right now. ABC News Chief Washington Correspondent Jonathan Karl, you can come back anytime. You're a friend of the show.
Thank you for having me. We'll be back soon.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.